Everybody, welcome back. Northernland plays The Binding of Isaac Repentance. We won. What can I say? We won on the last episode. Dare I say, I know we've got challenges left and actually picking up every item and all that. Dare I say, we're starting to think about being close to the end of at least the post-it notes. Am I built for this today? I don't know. Okay, fine. Let's give it a try. AFQY8ZTT. I really like the existence of characters like Tainted Lazarus, because I feel like they've given me a competitive advantage, because I've built part of my brand, at least, on the idea that, you know, when you get a bad run, you complain. You don't hold R, you just complain. And complaining, I would say, is probably, you know, in the Lord of the Rings where they eat that, like, lembas bread. Frodo and Sam eat the lembas bread that Queen Galadriel gave to them, and it gives them an otherworldly strength disproportionate to the size of the actual food. That's kind of how I would say complaining works for me. And I think a lot of people, if they're honest with themselves, will find this relatable. Okay, that's pretty good. As backwards as it may seem, talking about things being bad or unfair feels great. Because you get a little credit out of it, right? You get a little, let's not call it street cred. But when you're talking about, hey, you stay on your side of the poop basement, I'll stay on my side, mister. When you're talking about, like, oh, how unfair life is, how unfair the game is, oh, I asked for no onions on my burger, but they gave me onions on my burger, I had to pull them off. It feels good, right? It feels like, you know, the universe has conspired against you, but nevertheless you persist. This is who we want this as anyway, I think, here. What the heck are we gonna do? I'm realizing. What the heck are we gonna do? Just light side path? And possibly hush. Okay, sorry for the 15 pauses and on-pauses there. I don't know if it's a cultural thing or if it's, you know, baked into the human genome or whatever. But I think that most people are uncomfortable talking about when things are insanely positive for them. It always feels like, you know, you're being either braggadocious or something along those lines, you know, or people are going to think you're lying. If you're like, oh, it was awesome, I went out for a meal, it was the best meal I've ever had, everything at work is amazing right now, you know, it's, oh, I'm the happiest I've ever been. Like, it feels like the subtext of that communication is almost that you're, like, challenging the other person. You know, like, their initial response is going to be like, oh yeah, you're happy? You're not happier than I am. I'm so happy I got, you know, light beams shooting out of my cheeks. I'm so happy that I don't even know what it means, but I feel like a room without a roof or whatever. This speed? I would take speed. I would take speed. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I think we're gonna swing for the fences here. Even though we probably shouldn't do it as this character, I'm gonna... And I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. This was the right play. I have no idea what that's gonna do for us. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna swap back, because I know that this character has a little bit more HP. And then when we see what our HP looks like, I don't mind popping it. But I'm pretty sure... I mean, False PhD I genuinely think is one of the best items in the game, potentially. Unless I'm mistaken, which is plausible, I think that, and say goodbye to your deals with the devil here, I think. Unless I'm mistaken, I believe, in all likely, let me buy, please, this is too much, man. They can't be killed. I believe that Bad Trip will cost us half a heart or a heart, and it'll give us a demon heart in return. Which is actually completely fine. If it costs us half a heart and gives us a demon heart, awesome. If it costs us a full spirit heart and gives us a demon heart, then, like, fine. Like, look at this room, dude. It's I'm kind of losing it. We did kill one of them. This is not the scaling of difficulty that this game should have. Oh my god. After all that. But yeah, there's just something about complaining, man. Okay, so it cost us a heart, but it gave us a heart. That's totally fine. We'll be looking for more pills for certain. It's, look, don't lose your mind, okay? Also, how did you get a demon heart? Did we get a demon heart from that room that was, such a nightmare? Or did it just carry over from character to character? Where the heck did your demon heart go? What's happening? I will say it's 8 a.m. And by 8 a.m., I mean 9:08 a.m. So I have no idea what's going on. It's too early in the morning, man. That's an embarrassing little bit of damage, but... Come on, you're telling me... Can you believe... we used to go to school at this time? Or maybe, like, depending on your age, you still do? I want to swap here, man, but I don't want to swap. Zodiac? Zodiac has given us Aries here. Maybe something else? I don't know. I think this is okay. Like, here's my plan, okay? We're gonna fight the boss. The boss... will give us a 36% chance of a deal with the devil, and we're happy to be fighting the boss with the strongest version of this character. I'm starting to feel my brain sensors coming online here. I feel like we got a chance on this run. We got some okay stuff. If we get this deal with the devil, which again, oh, you son of a, is kind of it's the stupid money is bet on that right now. I don't like the idea of a concept of a smart money bet and a stupid money bet. You know, because the bets are supposed to be proportional, right? Like, when you place a bet on a long shot... Oh, that was just not very smart. I should probably hit the button to swap, but who dares wins, man. I want to make sure we get a chance at the smart money here. This is smart money if we get Brimstone. Hold on. Hold on. Well, I'll tell you, we're gonna take, so we might as well take this too. Now we got 9 lives, and I'm just thinking here, okay? I'm just thinking. This is potentially quite a pivotal moment. That one little situation there could determine the entirety of the run. First off, we want to see Spirit Hearts, or, okay, that's fine. Or pills, or, okay. Hey, just keep it moving. There's a lot of sensory overload here early. We love it, and we take it on you. We take these on you. X-Lax should do nothing, unfortunately. Are you a wizard? I think it'll give us a demon heart, so it's well worth it. And then we get teleported to our deal with the devil yet again. Okay. Now... And I know, like, this is... I haven't put together a single coherent sentence over the course of this episode. I hope you'll forgive me. We're playing as a difficult character. We're doing things the difficult way. And yet, I'm feeling okay right now. I think what I'm gonna do... I think I'm gonna walk in here and lose the half-demon heart. I don't mind too much. Obviously, we were looking for something a little bit different than, like, a single spider. We could fool card out. In fact, we probably should, because we're gonna not be the fool here. But with 9 lives, we can afford to be a little flexible. Honestly, this doesn't bother me. I don't want to swap right now. We are gonna need some character, some items on Lazarus. I really don't want to use all my bombs, dude, but I mean, at some point, I mean, we could just die. There's always that. There's always the sweet release of death, I suppose. Here, yeah, stay there, stay there. Ooh, what are you talking about? It's all right. The more this is what I mean, by the way. The more you steal yourself, I'm screwed. I'm saved. Saved. The more you steal yourself, the happier you're gonna be when things actually get tough. I'm not swapping just to pick that up. That's too meager for my personal usages. The more used to mediocrity you are, the less it's gonna affect you once you find yourself in that situation, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I think you should buy this. It's a question mark card which gives us a demon heart. Keep in mind, by the way, and I'm not sweating it yet, but keep in mind we can use false PhD to pivot spirit hearts from, or demon hearts from one character to another. How, you might ask? I'm glad you asked, because it's simple enough for me to understand, but in explaining it, I can look like kind of an authority. It's all you do, you take the pill as Tainted Lazarus, but then you don't, I almost made it through there, and I was feeling pretty good about myself. We should have just popped the Chariot card right away here. That would have worked out nicely. Oh well. But yeah, you take the pill as Tainted Lazarus, but then you don't actually pick up the Demon Heart until you swap. Or you swap and then pick it up, I suppose, is the alternative. We're running into a serious problem. And the problem, well, for one, we actually need bombs. So, like, every time I use a bomb like that, it makes me feel better for about a split second. And then, you know, a slightly longer split second after that, I think to myself, shouldn't have done that. But then I'm like a couple of seconds past those original split seconds. And I'm going, you know what? I'm glad I did, because this enemy actually sucks. I'm not afraid to say it, okay? I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going off. I don't remember what this heart does. Give me a second here, okay? Black Heart Isaac item. Item... Repentance items Isaac. Okay, once I mean, this is how you know I'm being serious, okay? And I'm looking Repentance Isaac items. I'm looking for it on a visual list here. It's never my strong suit. I found it. Empty heart. Upon entering each new floor, if you have one red heart or less, another one is added. It also works while going backwards. Okay. If you have one red heart or less, another one is added. We can definitely make that work as you. That, in theory, that is like a serious, like, renewable HP up. Now, please keep in mind, we don't have to do the alt path. It's definitely on my list, but it doesn't have to be done here. But I'm starting to be tickled a little bit, because I'm realizing that as Tainted Jacob, we actually have a chance. We don't have a great run yet. Actually, I think we have one great run, but you need two. Let's put it that way. False PhD, you know, homing tears. That's good enough. But we need to go one extra level of goodness on top of where we're already at. And, I mean, as you can see, like, a single offensive item would really hit the spot right now. Please, please be broken. I'm begging you. I am begging you. No more enemies. I mean, what do I expect? I got 3.5 damage. At some point, we're gonna have to also acknowledge, like... Wow, we've actually done Delirium here, huh? How the heck did we do Delirium but not Hush? I guess we just had one strong run that did Mega Satan, got a portal, and then made it? Like, anyway. Anyway. We don't need to worry about it too much. I do know we have shop access right now. I think I got the play, okay? So we tackle this room as strong. Then on the next room, we pivot back to strong. Because it really is like a marked difference. Then, when we finish the room, we will be weak, which is the way I'm referring to these characters from now on, because it's the most descriptive verbiage I think available. At which point, we will be stoked, because the weak character will have the option to pick up the item. If it's HP, we can pick it up, but then we gotta dump some of it before the next floor. keeping in mind I do still want to do the alt path if possible, because I think the alt path might be like the hardest. I don't know, it's all tough, let's put it that way. For now, a little focus goes a long way. We definitely don't mind this, and we also, I mean, I would prefer not to lose the bone heart, but it's also the only way to allow us to keep generating red hearts is to have that bone heart be fragile, I think. So I'm thinking. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm the thinky. I do want to get to the boss trap room. I don't think it's inconceivable. I'm willing to just walk in, see what you get. We can always fool out if we have to. This is exactly what I'm looking for. Are you a wizard, aka thanks for the demon heart? Lockdown, aka thanks for the incredible damage upgrade. Fool card out. We have one bomb. I mean, I think we have more or less an obligation to try to make this work. Every, like, muscle and compulsion in my body right now is saying, please just take the easy win. And that's how I know that, unfortunately, that's the wrong idea. Now, let me just, if you don't mind, I'm just going to spend, I don't know, 8 or 9 minutes trying to figure out, like, the right place where the fire is. Just give me a moment, please. But dare I say, after a little bit of hard work here, why not? After a little bit of hard work here, we might almost be in banter territory. I know it's a controversial statement, but I think we might almost be in banter territory. That being said, it's tough because I got nothing to banter about except. Can I tell you, 20 minutes into the episode almost, the older you get, I wouldn't say the harder it becomes to interface with new technology. I'm just leaving, by the way. I'm happy that we get an HP upgrade basically just by leaving it. Oh, but no, we need bombs. We can go to our shop on the next floor. We can go to our shop on the next floor, buy bombs. Please tell me I did not leave Tainted Lazarus as the Lost here. That would disappoint me. Plus, we can just do this now that I think about it. Hold on. What if you got the regular PhD? And then we could swap pills back and forth. I have no idea. By the way, I'm stupid. Well, no, I'm not stupid. I mean, if I am, it's not because of that. Let's put it that way. We need to walk into some fires here in order to... Or we could just blow ourselves up with one of these bombs. I suppose that's fine. To make sure that we still get the HP up. And I hope it works this way. Otherwise, I'd much rather just lose the bone heart. But let's see. We should have 2 HP and a bone heart. Yeah, okay. No problem then. But I remember, like, the first time I was skeptical about new technology, really. Skeptical to the point of, like, you know, having, let's just be honest, a boomer take of, like, oh, society got along without this for years in the past, and now everyone considers this so essential. I don't think so. The first time I ever thought that was smartphones, and history has not been kind to me on that one. The smartphone, you know, when it came out, and you know, you don't get minus points for not being like an oracle of what the future is going to look like. It's hard to predict. It's very easy to predict in hindsight. Like, everybody listening to this that's a little bit on the younger side is like, well, you know, were I born in 1988, you know, like pre the ubiquity of the internet, I simply would have believed in smartphones as an incredible piece of technology. You don't know, man. You've seen all sorts of stuff come and go that either did take off or didn't take off at that point in your life. You're just making a judgment call. You should take this and then swap me, and then you take this. I really don't mind losing the bone heart. Can I tell you why? it's not doing anything for us because we never want to fill it because it'll make the, whatever this heart is called, not work. So I think this is totally fine. But anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, smartphones. Yeah, I don't even remember what was going on in my head. I was just, I had a cell phone with one of those, like, numeric keyboards. And I thought of it, I guess, more like a time waster plus a device you could use to get in contact with somebody if you needed to. 48-hour energy? I think 48-hour energy equals you probably dropped this pill to use it as our false PhD character. We really gotta... We're embodying that split personality right now, huh? One of us has a fake PhD from Slacker University, and one of us has a genuine PhD. But I remember just... Yeah, we can take that. I remember just being like, it's not like I'm negative on him. I don't really think who wants a smartphone. We already all have computers for the most part. Who wants to watch a video on like a tiny little 2-inch screen in their pocket? It doesn't make any sense. It turns out, everybody, the answer to that question is everybody. I want to swap here. I want to be our stronger character, and moreover, I want to be able to keep our deal with the devil chance high so that we can get it, and then also get it as the other character who still needs the help. So, by the way, it'll happen to you. It wasn't Quibi. Quibi ended up sucking, okay? And I didn't go to bat for Quibi. All I said is before Quibi came out, everybody was 100% confident that Quibi was gonna fail. Sometimes that's gonna be right, and sometimes that's gonna be wrong, and your confidence is gonna look misplaced. Just chill. Gulp. I don't really care to gulp this. You're like, how did you get on this rant about Quibi? Look, okay, the shareholders are suffering. I don't believe Quibi was a publicly traded corporation. So it's, well, the investors maybe are suffering. But, you definitely buy the pill, I think. Hematemesis? We don't take. Both of these I'm going to drop in the shop. And then probably take them with false PhD. But all of this is to say that I recently found out about the existence of picture-in-picture viewing on Netflix on your cell phone, and actually, like, is gonna change my life. I was able to, I wanted to play some TFT last night, just decompress by shouting at a bunch of pixels on my screen. I think you're strong enough. Let's take the right item as the other character. I'm upset. And now what the heck am I gonna do with these? One of them's gulp, right? Okay, you can gulp, you can take this trinket down to the next floor. I suppose we could have used the battery, but it's okay. I'm not too worried about it. So I played some TFT, and I'm happy to report that in my TFT adventures, it was a good night. I came third. I actually got eliminated at the same time as the person who came second. So in my opinion, I kind of felt like I should also have come second, but just coming third was good enough to give me a promotion from Bronze 2 back to Bronze 3. So I gotta tell you, I'm feeling pretty slick. I'm feeling like a pretty good gamer. And being able to, to play some TFT while also watching a game show that many people suggested. They said, hey, NL, you gotta watch... If you like Jeopardy... We did get our HP up here, by the way. What a genius. If you like Jeopardy, you gotta watch The Chase. It's like an American TV show where one trivia genius goes up against a group of 3 trivia enthusiasts. And, the odds are stacked kind of in the favor of the trivia enthusiasts in order to make it fair, but the fun of it, this is totally fine. The fun of it is watching the genius, catch up to them. It's kind of like that version of, what is the baseball thing, like Beat the Freeze or whatever? where in the 7th inning, like a college sprinter goes up against just a random person from the stands. I'm just thinking, okay? First off, you use that. Secondly, I do think you can bad trip, grab this, and then... I thought maybe sneaking out would work, but it didn't. Anyway, so that's never gonna work. Being able to watch that while also playing TFT, it was like, you know that meme where it's, you know, watching 17 different things simultaneously just to avoid, and this is a good swap here, and I'll tell you why in a sec, but to avoid the chance of a single invasive thought spawning? Like, that's pretty much how I felt. I was like, now I get it. Now I understand. Like, before I had too much of, like, you know, a boomer mindset. I was like, what do you mean you're watching Netflix at the same time you watch Twitch? And then I, mentally speaking, psychologically, I experienced some sweet oblivion by virtue, and that's the reason I did that, by the way, by virtue of having so much media on that every single neuron of mine was fried simultaneously, and I just enjoyed bliss through ignorance, that I was like, I totally understand now. Now I get it. I get it now. Okay, so you might not be an enormous fan of what we're doing here, but you gotta let me fly. I think we can go super locked down on our other character. And I'm just genuinely, for realsies, help. Think I'm legitimately one great item away from having a very, very positive run here. Like, our damage as... I mean, really, like, strong has no problem here. Weak has some considerable issues, but strong has no problem, man. Weak still has base damage. That's not technically true because we had some tiers upgrades, but PhD can change that over time by giving us more tiers upgrades, but at some point we're going to need to maybe get a deal with the devil. 46% chance on this floor, still not great. But this is the way we want to play this most of the time. And there is a tinted rock right here. That's fine. We definitely don't really care who gets it. So we will finish and then be weak. 50% chance of that deal with the devil. Help me. This guy's not so bad. You know, you just have to keep your head on a swivel. Maybe ideally stand as far away from the rocks as possible. Just trying to... Oh, the curve! I thought the curve could get him! Oh, we're fine, we're fine. No deal with the devil, but we did get... Mom's coin purse, which they could make this an unbelievable flip. Let's start, okay? Something's wrong. That's a drop. Absolutely no sweat on that drop. Pheromones, that's a drop. Easiest drop of my life. Telepills, honestly, that's a drop, and that means all of these are going to be taken as strong. That's Demon Heart. Demon Heart, maybe we'll leave it there so that Lazarus can take it, or Weak can take it. Similarly, Paralysis. X-Lax does nothing. Okay, I mean, that was totally fine. But would it kill you to give me just a little damage upgrade, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Just a little damage upgrade. More bombs. I think, again, I mean, Little Spewer is not terrible here, but I think you just gotta rush at the bottom items so we don't swap. And don't forget the knife piece. I'm telling you, this one, one of two things is gonna happen. This is either going to be like an awesome run or it's going to be a complete heartbreaker. Because we're at almost half an hour. Oh my god. I'm on the Ash Pit 2. And it doesn't get any easier from this point on. One of our characters frickin' sucks, dude. They're so bad. The other character is pretty good, but their HP's not killing it. So I don't know. We could, this is kind of like our last opportunity to look at this and say, you know what? We're bailing. The time has come for us to go try to just do light side path. If you go extremely quickly, because our next floor, if we went down on the normal path, would just be depths 2, right? So if we went down that way, have we done true ending? We haven't. Oh, we've done alt path. What am I doing? That's actually horrible, but it's also amazing because screw you, F you. I actually, can I tell you, in all honesty, I gave the middle finger to my monitor. I don't have a camera on, but I'm telling you with complete sincerity, I flipped the bird at my monitor. Not out of frustration, but out of, let's call it indignation. It's like the same feeling you might get, you know, I always had a pretty good relationship with the faculty at my school, because I was a nerd who, like, actually, you know, did the homework presented to me and stuff like that, and recognized that most of the teachers don't have a vendetta against the students. They're just trying to, like, you know, do their job and go home to their own families without getting bullied by a bunch of teenagers all day. But I imagine if you had a vendetta against some of the teachers, the way that I just felt is the way that you would feel when you left, like you graduated and you gave a middle finger from your school bus and went like, that's for you, Mr. Jenkins. You know, I'm never coming back to this town and you're still going to be teaching the same old stinky chemistry years down the line. Well, anyway, we're not going to make hush, but it's fairly irrelevant. In fact, we could pivot this just to true ending. And by the way, there's a reason I didn't pick up that red heart there, because it did give us the HP upgrade here. But we could pivot to true ending, but I believe this run is too good, even though it's kind of not great. It's too good to just feel okay about the true ending. The one thing I will say is that, I mean, true ending's not necessarily easy for one, but secondarily, home does give us the awesome ability to get a ton of a ton of HP as weak, because as long as we only have the half red heart or 1 red heart, we're getting an HP up every single floor essentially, and then we're able to, on every single, or at the end of it, when we're at like 12 HP, we can sleep in the bed. 2 of hearts. Honestly, this is the right time to use it. Because I don't want to use it after the fact here. Hello. I don't want to go too hard on it. I'm willing to tell you as well, I think the Rotten Baby's kind of garbage here. It doesn't even work this way anymore. It can give you Rotten Baby, but I definitely can't shake the feeling a shop would probably be more advantageous for us. I mean, you can't even use that as anybody else. You might as well just use it here. I know that doesn't work, but we're trying. Luck up. As far as I'm concerned... Okay, I have a play, okay? And I think you're gonna hate it. I've decided, though, that I'm okay with that. So I'm going off. Something's Wrong is the easiest drop of my life. So having done this, just give me a sec. This is what I'm looking for. We're gonna drop the luck upgrade. We're gonna pick this up. Then we're gonna flip, probably. Monstro 2 is easily fightable, especially with this knife. So I don't think we actually have to pivot, but we're gonna make sure we take the luck downgrade as strong here. I mean, this is... We've taken a run that's already a little difficult. We've added... Let's not call it, like, impossible, but we've added a further layer of... oh my god, I'm so stupid. We've added a further layer of complexity to the whole thing by, you know, having this PhD setup. I'm just literally, like, I'm borderline on my hands and knees. Do I not seem like a man who's mid-spiral right now? I just gave a video game the middle finger. It's an obscene gesture. So I just beg for the location through text of a single damage upgrade for our other character. At least I remembered, slash came to the cognizance, said the last possible important moment. That hurts, but life goes on. That we don't have to continue down that cursed alt path, but certainly some HP would still be, like, in order for us here. I'm just lazy, really. Like, I just want to play this some more. But, well, for now, we'll abstain. And don't forget about that back there. I mean, this is... I have to remember, we're Tainted Lazarus, which to me means just be smart, okay? It might seem like this is going to be a long run, and I wouldn't disagree. But the fact that it's a long run is fine. Because every time you win as Tainted Lazarus, you have basically paid for that win with probably 5 or 6 losses. So as long as this isn't 5 times longer than your average run, and we win, then I'm content. So anyway, the long and short of it is I played a single game of TFT last night, and I came in 3rd place. Hey, that's my banter. That's my banter for today. Xlax does literally 0. I do... this is the floor where really I would love to see some HP come to pass. So a shop with some reputability would be nice. For all that we lost, probably going on the alt path, and I'm sure we lost some HP by doing so, I'm actually pretty happy that we did it without knowing that we didn't have to. Because we paid a cost that we didn't know wasn't ours to bear. But we did get a reward, and honestly, like, as weak, it's very valuable to have this knife. As strong, I mean, it's not necessary, but I'm not gonna say no. And of course, I was gonna say we're taking as you, but we're not gonna waste the flip, because there's no reason to waste the flip here. We're just gonna do one more room. 100% Devil Deal chance, still operating here for the record. Okay, I mean, at least it's a bomb synergy with the character we would want to have a bomb synergy with. Because we also have brimstone bombs, but... and this could be a secret room. Maybe a card as well. Just the card, and it's the rules card. We're reaching the point. I'm getting a little upset, but there's no reason for that. It's not rational. You should be paying out like any second now. IV bag, certainly not what we're looking for. Tears up, certainly what we're looking for. I don't want to have to come back, man. Please, please. The virus. Okay, it's pretty good actually. That I can start to feel some positivity about. It's not a damage upgrade, but it's something. I'm not worried about your HP really. So we have a shop. I was just gonna say it should be mighty close. I think the new play is Demon or Book of Shadows on weak to run into enemies with the virus and make it pop that way. I'm willing to buy a Spirit Heart. I'm certainly willing to take another luck down to give us a little bit more damage. You might say, hey, 0.92 damage, isn't that much? Yeah, but I don't think going from -5 to -6 luck is that bad either. I don't think that's going to be the difference maker. So we're just playing, you know, we're playing the odds right now. We're doing what we can. That's probably a secret room. We should maybe consider using another bomb here. So I will also go back, and it's just because this is our last shop. I'm willing to buy, and I wish that I didn't, but life goes on. Forget donations, forget all that stuff, man. This is what it's all about now. It's all of the most important thing, I would say, fight Mom as strong so you can pick up the Devil Deal as weak. That's also mighty good to just be holding. And this is actually, without even using a flip in advance, this is going to work out, which is good. It just gives us more flexibility. Well, nice play. Okay, I think we're ready. Not to mention, like, it's just nice to fight the boss as the stronger character to begin with. It's gotta be frustrating, you know, watching me actually try to, like, pay mindful use of Tainted Lazarus's abilities, while simultaneously, like, when I play as Tainted Eve, I'm just like, I don't know, lol. I don't even sleep in the bed before the beast fight, my bad. It happens, man. Like, I mean, I feel the need... I don't get rattled, really, like, at all by Isaac comments. Because it's all, like, in post. And usually, if it's in post, the commenter has the benefit of hindsight, and they're right as a result, right? Sometimes on Twitch, when people are like, you left a single penny behind 7 rooms ago, and I got 91 cents, I'm like, you know, you're not wrong. But also, I hope you can understand why that might be a little irritating to read. So you definitely take the Polaroid. Hold on. You definitely spend, and that's a big, actual big improvement for us potentially. And we'll get another HP up here. Let me caffeinate. But I do ask for your forgiveness. Pretty much exclusively because of the fact that as the game gets more and more complex, errors get more and more common. And it really is a game that, you know, I've been playing for a long time. If anything, though, I think the more you've played something in the past, the longer it can take to adjust to things that have changed. And a lot has changed. So I think we put down Temperance. Grab the Magician. We can use the Magician. I mean, I know that we already have homing. It just literally doesn't matter. The card is like a nothing. It's like wasn't even supposed to be around in the area. Then we come back here, and if you... I actually am content to do that. And you might say, what's wrong with you? We've got enough HP ups. I think that the time is right for us to just cash in. You gotta acknowledge here, and I'm being completely sincere, we owe an enormous debt of gratitude to the item whose name I don't even know, that gave us all these HP ups. We literally had 0 HP ups as weak. I think we had 0 HP ups just in general, except for that blood bag we just got. So the fact that we were able to survive on this run as the weaker character literally is just 100% because of this item. It's an even more important item for us, believe it or not, than false PhD, in my opinion. That being said, I think it's served its purpose for now. We've only got a couple more floors, and at some point, you gotta say, hey, we're done, you know, speculating, and now is the time to actually start farming up some... you know, collecting the dividends on that, let's say. So a speed up is completely irrelevant at 2 speeds, so we'll drop that. We'll carry a speed down as strong. But I think we're at like 1 speed. I would go down to 0.9 for a small... yeah, drop it, please. I would go down to 0.9 for a little bit of damage. I'm at 0.98. Okay, I would go to 0.86. Look, this is a strong character. They're gonna be just smacking people. I'm not too worried about their speed here. Maybe I should be, but I'm not. I'm more worried about, like, I don't know what direction I'm going, because this run is giving me curses, and we're only on the Womb 1. We're 46 minutes in. I started today's run, and this is like, you know, this is, remember 3 hours ago when I was saying you feel stronger when you're complaining? This is a great example of that. I came into today being like, you know what, I had schooled on Monday, I had the Industries of Titan sponsorship. I got another sponsorship I'm doing today. It would be nice to knock out some, like, you know, no-life YouTube content, because that's really, like, where I, that's where I ply my trade. Something I like to be involved with is, hey, take as much time as possible to just banter and, you know, give me the Beach Boys and Free My Soul. I want to get lost in the rock and roll and drift away. But it doesn't look like this is going to be as productive of a morning as I thought it would be, because of the fact that we're going to be in a long one here. On the other hand, very productive. Please, I just wanted to drop the Temperance card. Is very productive from the standpoint of possibly knocking out 2 things on the post-it note here. Remember when I thought there was a chance we might make the Hush fight? That was at 28 minutes. But I was like, hey, we're not going to be on the alt path anymore. Things are going to get a lot easier. They didn't really get harder, but it's still... Okay, please. Fool card. That's fine, man. You know what? I'm gonna... No, I don't think we should... This is just a rule of thumb. I don't think we ever have a good reason to flip as the strong character when we have rooms with combat remaining. Oh, a golden penny. Dude, let's go. Okay. I know that there is a nickel. Can I also tell you, like, I literally don't care because I don't... Our bombs are more precious, I think, than 5 cents we'll never have the ability to spend. Okay, but now from this point onwards... Now, honestly, for all the help that Strong has given Weak, maybe it's time for the Weak to give back to the Strong. Controversial opinion. Not gonna get you too many friends with that one. However, by using our Book of Shadows plus the virus, if we run into enemies, the enemies have a chance to spawn Spirit Hearts. The room ends, we flip back to Strong. We pick up the Demon Hearts, actually, but we pick up the Demon Hearts as Strong. And, you know, we'll be back in time for tea. This is obviously your second secret room. Misplaced. This is obviously your second secret room. Told you. I have no idea where I am on the floor. I went through a secret room to make progress. Thank God we're out of here. And we are stacked up as the wrong character now, but let's just... Maybe this is a good opportunity for me to test my might. I'll be straight up with you. I know I've been saying it a lot, but I mean it. I'll be straight up with you. I don't think, especially with Goathead, I don't think you use Book of Shadows here. I think you use Book of Shadows on a room with a lot of enemies in the hopes of getting enough Demon Hearts to provide a meaningful advantage. Might want to be a little cautious about your HP because we're not going to get that many drops with a -6 luck on one of our characters. Okay, so that we take as you. That's a gimme. We have Mom's Knife via our trinket, so that's pretty good. And we just say no, unfortunately. Well... No, we don't say no. We flip and get rid of Monster Manuel. And if you don't understand the reason that it's called Monster Manuel, geez. Haven't been around in a bit, huh? Or vice versa, you only just got here. We definitely want those. I guess, and it's a bit bold, but I guess what you would do is use Book of Shadows to pick up the pills and then try to swap them from character to character. Okay, we're mighty strong. I don't know. I believe this run has the... I believe it's got it within us. Honestly, I don't know who should take that. I don't know, man. Something's wrong. Speed up. Well, speed up will become a speed down. I'm not willing to... And technically using it is the wrong play, but I'm not willing to do it. Something's wrong. I think we can just drop. It might become the question mark. Whatever. Which I think is totally okay. Now be quick on this one. Shot speed up. Just drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it. Speed up. Okay, again, we just take it. Why would you pick that up? You spent so long trying to drop it. Then we do one room, and we come back, and this is where you will become ashamed of your words and your deeds. I'm actually... I think we're living in the Doctor Strange, you know, like 1 in 63 million success area. And I know... Okay, shot speed down for a nice damage up. Don't mind if I do. I know how that's gonna sound. We have 0.56 speed. What have I done? What have I done? I regret saying we're in the guaranteed win, Tony. However, I really think we lose this run without Mom's knife. Or the knife from the alt path. So I'm feeling okay. Despite the idiocy involved in my own, the way that I approach this one, I'm actually feeling like my own unique brand of inattentiveness has allowed me the possibility of success here. And I'm a little flabbergasted. I'm not gonna deny it, but here we are. Now you, quite frankly, are just going to need this. I think that we're gonna run a little low on HP, unfortunately. And I'll take this opportunity to get a little caffeine. Just a little caffeine. Okay, and dude, the whiplash from the speed ups. No, my eternal heart! Anyway, hold on. That was the single worst way you could have done that, because this could be entry into the boss trap room. I was so ready for it to be entry into the boss trap room. An Eddie room. I'm really getting pretty close to the point where I'm like, I think we're just gonna use our bombs to get through here. We have a flip available, so I mean, this is a great room to actually... Don't laugh at me. Wait. Laugh at me. But don't laugh at my play. Laugh at the things that I say. Oh, you know what it is? We have Taurus. That's why our speed's so bad right now, along with all those speed downgrades I took. We have Taurus. So we have a temporary speed down. But we have invincibility past a certain point, which is never going to apply at all. But that's okay. This is, we should be using our brimstone bombs. I mean, that was also a cluster bomb, brimstone bomb, thanks to Nancy bombs. Did you see the dodging? My word. Okay, so you should probably have taken that for the damage, but... like, because it scales with damage. But I think we need Succubus as our other character. I mean, this is getting to be a little much, man. It's getting to be a little much. Now, all that being said about how this is, like, a little much, I totally think we're actually going to make this work. And I am so excited to knock out, like, a run as Tainted Lazarus. Because I really do think this is, like, the most miserable character in the game. Tainted Jacob is harder to play. Tainted Lost is certainly harder to win with. I make a distinction there, because I think that Tainted Lost is easy to play. The mechanics don't take a lot of cognitive load. It's just the consequences to being hit are outrageous. Tainted Jacob, hard to play because you constantly, like, get, you know, beset on all sides by the enemy. But, on the flip side, a little maybe easier to win with than Tainted Lost, but I know the jury's out on that one. But Tainted Lazarus, man, like... the number of items required to have a successful run is essentially doubled, in my opinion. And the power of each of those items is essentially halved. Why? Da-da, da-da, da-da. Why? Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, if you like long Isaac runs, today's your day. I hope you're enjoying yourself. Believe it or not, I am. It's just one of those things where you're also like, oh, we got mom's knife. Let's go. It's just one of those things where you're also like, it feels like it would take so little for the game to meet you halfway here. And maybe the scary thing is that this is it meeting us more than halfway. Like, we've actually been given a pretty generous bounty, and it showed up early, but this is just what it takes. We haven't played particularly well, but I definitely also don't think we played badly or anything like that. I think, for the most part, we actually executed, like, a higher degree of strategy than I do on the average run. I'm really glad that I did this run early in the morning when, you know, believe it or not, this is when my, like, attention is at its peak. In spite of the fact that I completely, almost went on the wrong path just for fun. I'm a happy man. Can't you? This is my happy face. Did I tell you I was watching Jeopardy the other day? And, the question was, like, roles before and after. So it was, like, name 2 actors that were in the same role, or, you know, this role was played by 2 different actors. And the question was, like, Josh Brolin played Agent K in Men in Black 3. Who played Agent K in Men in Black 1 and 2? And a lady buzzed in, and she went, who is... And then she clearly got a little stun-locked. She went, who is... Thompson. And then Alex Trebek said, nope. And then someone said, who is Tommy Lee Jones? Which is the correct answer. Thompson. I just, look, I'm not saying I've never given some stupid answers in my life. You know, you have gaps in your knowledge, and sometimes you know that you know, and this is one of the most interesting phenomena for me. The idea that you know something, but you can't actually access it in your brain. Like, you have a pointer in your brain that's like, here's where this information is kept, and then you go search it, and a bunch of spiders and, like, cobwebs just come out. That's such an interesting, like, idea for me. I have no idea. I mean, obviously I'm not a scientist, like, in any capacity, but I have no idea what causes that phenomenon. How can you have the knowledge that you know something but actually not know it? Regardless. I was laughing because Thompson is just a funny answer, right? Like, Thompson? So close, yet so far? Yeah, okay. It's like, you got close. And it makes you think, right? The fact that she said Thompson, is there like a Tom section in your brain? We definitely like this as you, and I think we'll just take all of it as you. It's not like it's doing us any good. Like, are all things related to Toms kept in one section of your brain? I'm not necessarily just being facetious, by the way. How can you know that you know something, then not know it, but get close? They must be, you know, must be stored in proximity, or at least connected to other things related to similar sounding words, or so. I don't know. Memory is such an interesting thing to me. Like, computer memory is one thing. I still don't fathom it. Like I don't understand how storage works. In principle, oh, what are you doing? In principle, I kind of understand it, you know? You can encode data in a highly concentrated format and then unpack it as necessary for when you need to get the complexity, you know? So 99.99% of the time it's sitting there in a tight little, you know, package, like maybe a sleeping bag. And then when you go camping, you take it out and it goes whoof, like all the air comes out. So I kind of understand that. But when you add in the extra level of like, oh yeah, our brain is made of meat and electricity, and you're like, oh yeah, you coded your emotions. It's not like a text document. It's like you coded the way that you felt, like the cluster of human emotions. You coded that as meat and a little electrical zap. That's crazy, dude. And then, like, you might say, it's not that crazy. It's not as crazy as the time that Naruto met Boruto. Okay, whatever. Look, maybe some people might correctly determine that that's a straw man with no meaning, but I tried to just throw in a punchline to make people laugh, and if it didn't work, then I apologize. But then on top of that, like, it has the same efficacy, like, in making you feel that stuff, like, years later, you know what I mean? Okay, don't die. I think this means you're about to die, or, I was just gonna say, maybe we have, like, Virgo or something. Now remember, you get hit a few times as the other character, you can swap. You can swap. There's nothing stopping the swap here. Very lucky. I don't want to use a bomb. There. Well, here's what I want to do. Because I think our bombs is this character. Oh, no! I don't want to do this! I was in the pool! Jerry! This is fine. I think you have HP. What I wanted to do was use a judgment here. And then blow it up. And it wouldn't have worked anyway, because the secret room's not there. So let's just let it ride for a bit. Just don't die. I would say, well, let me put it this way. If you don't get hit one time, then you don't have to worry about swapping. But if you get hit once, you're not gonna die. That's too early. So get in there, do a little bit of that. I was just gonna say, I even think you can get hit twice, but then flip me back is literally the one positive thing about this character. There we go. My God, he's actually done it. Hey, for now, thanks for watching. Torn Pocket has appeared in the basement after an hour and 1 minute. If you enjoyed the episode, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. And I just want to just want to look at it, man. Oh, that's a beautiful sight. Okay, see you next time. See you.